Hello giraffes.
Hey vlog!
This is a sit down video which we haven't done one of these yet. But today we're going to be talking about why we've rearranged our wedding. Since you initially came up with the idea, I'll let you explain your thought process.
We got engaged. COVID wasn't as big of a pandemic as it is.
COVID wasn't a thing. No one knew about it.
We got engaged in December of 2019 and by the February we booked our dream venue and we didn't go into lockdown until March.
We started planning from the get-go.
Yeah, we had so many different things planned, from the venue, who was going to ordain us, who was in the bridal party, what ideas we wanted for themes, dresses for the bridesmaids and ourselves.
Colour schemes, food,
everything.
Plan.
We essentially had everything planned out.
We had our venue sorted.
Yeah.
We pretty much planned everything down to a T.
Yeah.
And then it was just buying it.
Exactly.
Which we bought a lot of it as well.
Already paid our deposit for the venue. We'd bought all of the bridesmaids' dresses. Waverley had her dress.
You recently got yours as well.
Yeah. And
we're still going to keep all of the stuff we bought. It's not just going to go to waste. It's just not going to be used
yet.
As soon as we thought.
We've got limited to 30 people at first for the first lockdown. And we thought, okay, our wedding isn't until November 2021.
Like, things can only get better. Like,
yeah.
We've gone into lockdown, we've come out of lockdown. Things can't really get worse from here. But with our government the way it is, we got brought out of lockdown too early.
I had a friend who is currently engaged. She was supposed to get married last month in September. And they ended up rearranging the date of their wedding to May of next year. It just made me think we might need to change something.
At first we considered pushing it back another year.
Yeah. We thought that'd be a better time to not only help us save money, but to make sure that the government could sort its shit out. But then the wedding restrictions went down from 30 to 15.
This was about 2 weeks ago, so and the maximum people you're allowed, including yourself and any suppliers. The workers at the venue, I found out, don't count.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of venue. If it was a venue specifically designated for weddings, then the workers count. But if it's somewhere like where we're having our reception, the workers don't count. The only people that count are yourselves, your guests, and if you hire a photographer, a videographer, a florist, a planner. Can you imagine if like it was us two? And then, so that's two, and then you've got our 2 photographers, because there's 2 of us, which are also our videographers. If we hired a planner, that's a third of our party. Our available party already gone.
Our ceremony alone, we planned, including us 2, it would be 64 people.
For the original wedding, it was 64 people.
Everybody who was invited to our wedding, we love so dearly. I didn't think it would be fair for most of them people to miss out. I would rather wait to have a big wedding celebration with everybody rather than have all of that big grand expense and only not even a third of the people that we want there.
Yeah. This time next year, restrictions could have lifted a lot more and we probably could have had those 60 peoples, but then But then we've still got the reception, which was, I think we averaged it to about 150 people in the reception as well. And even if this time next year we're allowed that 64, we still would feel bad that almost 100 people are missing out on our day.
Yeah.
People that we want there, we just couldn't afford to put in the ceremony.
Spoke to Waverley and suggested that we call our venue and ask them to change the date for about 3+ years, so we could use it as a vow renewal and have everybody we want there, because ideally COVID should be more controlled enough in a few years. Controlled
enough that we can at least have the wedding that we wanted. And we thought, why cancel when we can just push it back? We're allowed to change our date once. We were told that when we booked the venue. It's in the contract that we're allowed to change the date once. And so we were thinking that yeah, we'll just push it back. We didn't know how long at that point, we didn't know what date we would push it back to. Another big reason we decided to just, well, we're deciding, because we are yet to still be married.
Yeah.
By the time you're seeing this, I mean, my editing...
We've probably been married by 2 years.
Yeah, but we've probably already done the renewal at this point. Another big reason we decided to go ahead with a registry office wedding quite soon, actually, it's next month, was because we essentially put our lives on hold
For the wedding.
for this wedding. We didn't want to save for anything apart from the wedding because it was a big
expense. It was about
big
£10,000, and with the total that we'd spent so far, we'd had about 3,000 already put into this.
And then we had about 3,000 in our savings as well.
Yeah.
So we'd spent a lot of money, and we had a lot of money saved to continue spending on it. But we were dedicated to only save for this wedding. We weren't going to move out before the wedding. We weren't going to start trying to find a home. We weren't going to start trying for a baby. Things that we really want to do now, we were putting on hold because we didn't want to disrupt paying for this wedding.
Yeah. And instead of just cancelling the wedding and losing everything, why we chose to still have a wedding but just have it as a courthouse registry office issue, is because if we want to try for a baby, we have to be married, otherwise I will have to go through an adoption process to adopt any child that comes from Waverley and vice versa.
We're supposed to be married at conception. Otherwise, the donor wouldn't have to go on the birth certificate either. That's completely on me or you, depending on who's giving birth. But that wouldn't allow Cass to go on the birth certificate because they wouldn't class us as together. Everything got put on hold for this wedding that we were going to have next year, and then the idea of pushing it back and having to wait longer kind of destroyed us a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the fact that this time next year we still might have limited people, but because of COVID, I mean, you lost your job.
Yeah.
My salary went way down. I went through making like $350 every single week to barely scraping £200. But that's all the reasonings as to why we are changing, but we need to talk positive about it as well.
Yeah.
Because we're not sad that we're doing this. This is opening up so many
different
doors and
options.
windows. We don't have to wait to start our family. Moving out as well.
We're able to prioritise putting our savings now towards a deposit on a home.
We've paid for the wedding. We've paid for this new wedding that we're doing already in full. The only money we really need to spend now is money on some decorations for the reception, which we'll get into like our actual plan later on, but we've only got to really buy some decorations. Like, I've got my outfit, you've got your outfit.
My outfit's getting delivered.
Yeah.
I can't predict when though. So it should be.
I think it'll be before the middle of November. Sheen's pretty good. We've paid for everything we need to pay for. We really just need decorations and then money to spend on the day. Any other spare bit of money we have now can go into saving for a house and like getting up the deposits and stuff and finding somewhere to live. And then we'll be able to start a family and like we'll be able to start our lives together, and that's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
We didn't want to keep our life on hold anymore. So like there are so many positives, and I feel genuinely very excited and happy about what we've planned and what we've decided to do.
We start talking about what we're doing now for our wedding instead.
Yeah.
And end this video on a good note.
The new plans.
We have booked at our local registry office that my friend's mother works at. She has agreed to ordain us here. She was going to ordain us at the original venue, but she is now going to do it where she works.
And she'll probably also do our vow renewal as well.
Yeah. The rules for a registry office are slightly different, so instead of 15 people there, we have 6, including us 2, so we have 2 witnesses and 2 guests.
So it'll be 6 at the ceremony, 15 at the reception.
Yes. And for our ceremony, we've chosen our maids of honours as our witnesses, and our 2 guests will be our best men. We've got 15 people that would love to go.
We know exactly who we're inviting and they're aware. and we've got yeses back from most of them.
Waverley said we have our outfits. They're not traditional wedding dresses, but we're going to be calling them our wedding dresses because they'll be what we wear on our wedding day. We have decided that we will be doing a first look.
This was my idea because the registry office ceremony is going to be like 15 minutes, and it's going to be, I mean, we have to travel to get there.
Yeah.
We say it's our local registry office, but we still have to travel a good like 20 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And we don't drive, we don't really have many people around us that can come to the actual ceremony that do drive. For only one. Am I boring you?
Oh, I just needed to yawn, I'm sorry.
Only one of the people that are coming with us to the actual ceremony can drive. An idea to still do some traditional things. We're going to be spending the night before separately. I'm going to be at our friend Bethan's. You're going to be at ours.
With my maid of honour and best man.
And I'm going to have my maid of honour and best man. Bethan's doing our hair and makeup. So yeah, we're going to basically get ready separately. We're going to meet at a pretty location, which is the only thing we haven't really planned.
I had an idea for the first look because we had 3 different songs in the original venue idea for the ceremony. One for when the guests go to sit, one when our bridal party walks down, and one when we meet and walk down the aisle together. So I suggested when we have our first look, we can bring a Bluetooth speaker and play the song we were going to walk down the aisle to whilst we have our first look.
They basically want me to just be sobbing. Talk with our bridal party, and they're going to be organising it, so you'll be going down with your best man, and then your maid of honour is going to take me down with my maid of honour and best man. Those two will be talking and fraternising with each other, so that when we are nearly at the meet-up location, we'll both get blindfolded.
Yeah.
And then we'll take off the blindfolds and have our first look. We'll go down to the courthouse, the registry office, we'll sign all the official paperwork and do all of that with the registrar and our bridal party, and then after that we'll be going to the venue. And we're allowed to have 15 people at the venue, and we're gonna have a really good party. They're the new plans, and I'm actually really happy and excited.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to be an experience for the ages. Apologies if the angles changed, the camera's cut out on us. But we were pretty much done with what we wanted to say.
So, like if you enjoyed or even just appreciated this video.
Subscribe if you don't, you're homophobic.
Don't be a bitch. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, or like the video that was posted beforehand. Leave a comment down below if there's anything you want to see us talk about, or make a video suggestion. And we will see you in the next video that will be uploaded.
Which will be a vlog that we've already filmed.